My name is Elijah. I'm going to be teaching you about skin cancer today. I prepared for you a note-taking sheet because you will be tested after. If anyone would like one, I can give you one so you can take notes. Would you like to share what you already know, if you know it? Yes.
You can get skin cancer if you don't put any sunscreen on and you're out in the sun for too long for over a serious amount of time, for like example years, because of the radiation within the sun. There's something to our skin.
That's good. Anyone else? Alright, Daniel?
One form of it is melanoma.
Melanoma, that is correct. Nice. Well, before I move on, I chose skin cancer because a close friend of mine had skin cancer. I say had because he is now cancer-free. So I'm just here to inform you about prevention causes of skin cancer. So the first section, it says on the paper, section number 1, that's going to be the first type of skin cancer I'm going to talk about, and that's basal cell carcinoma. This is the most common out of 3 skin cancer types I'm going to be talking about today. This one specifically occurs in the deepest layer of the epidermis. People who have fair skin have the highest chance to develop basal cell carcinoma, but they can also occur in people that have darker skin. And what Sarah said earlier, she was correct. It's caused by a combination of intense and occasional sun exposure, so you would have to be out in the sunlight a lot to get skin cancer. This was skin cancer. Besides the sun, you can also develop skin cancer if you use a lot of tanning beds. And skin cancer is mostly it occurs mostly in the places on your body that are most exposed to the sun, or to UV light. For example, the head, neck, and arms. This cancer, once you develop it, it's very rare for it to spread from its original tumor site. But if it does, then it will be very hard to treat, and you will most likely die. How you know what it looks like, if you see something that is like a bump on your skin that is pinkish in color, then you might want to get it checked out for basal cell carcinoma. There are many ways to treat BCC, but I'm only going to be talking about 3. First one is electrodesiccation and curettage. Step 1 is to scrape off and burn off the skin growths. I didn't want to show a picture because it's kind of graphic. This one is only used for cancers that are less serious. But during the process, the area they will treat will have an anesthetic injected into the area so you don't feel the pain. And they scrape off the tissue by a tool that it's a long tool, and at the end it has a ring for it to take off the tissue. And the area is then cauterized. That means they burn it, or they heat it up so it stops the bleeding, or it prevents infection. And you can repeat the process if the growth is cancerous. The other option for you to treat BCC is called freezing. This when liquid nitrogen is applied to the growth or to the area of exposure. The tool they use is something like that. Picture at the bottom corner. To apply the liquid nitrogen. Alright, that's section number 1. Section number 2 is called squamous cell carcinoma, which is very common too. It's just not as common as the basal cell carcinoma. but the causes are mainly the same. Also caused by UV exposure over the course of your lifetime. How you identify it is when you see red patches. Warts is also a possibility, and they can crust and bleed. And it can look very disfiguring, and can be deadly if you allow it to grow. The treatment is almost exactly the same as BCC cancer. Same techniques. The electrodesiccation of purge and freezing are used for squamous cell carcinoma too. Daniel mentioned this earlier. Melanoma is not common. It's the third type of skin cancer I'm going to talk about. It's not common, but it is the most deadly. These cancers are developed when unrepaired DNA damage to skin cells trigger mutations that lead to skin cells to multiply rapidly. It is also caused by intense UV exposure from the sun or tanning beds. So this one is special because it also can be genetically, like you can also get it genetically or someone has it. This one is, since it's so deadly, they have stuff for you to follow to identify and treat melanoma. So it's called ABCDE. A stands for asymmetry. It looks like that, where one half of the area is unlike the other one. See on the picture. On the picture, you can see the left side is a little bit more pink, and the right side is more brown and dark. B stands for border. It's a regular scallop and fully defined border. You can just see that in the picture. Color is C, and you can see in the picture how there's like blue, blackish color in the middle, and around blue and black is red, brown. And diameter is D. When you are diagnosed with melanoma, usually the diameter is usually at least 6 millimeters, which is the size of a pencil eraser. E stands for evolving, meaning the mole or skin lesion will change in size over time or shape and color. As you can see, it changed. This one changed in size, but it also can change in color and shape.
On your slide about melanoma, you said that one who is genetically predisposed to the disease is at higher risk, implying that the gene that makes you more susceptible can be passed. Can the disease itself be genetic?
Yes, it can. That's what I meant when I put it up there. Yeah.
What kind of preventative action can we take to avoid?
So that one is for this skin cancer. Fortunately, it is easy to prevent. You just limit your time in the sun. Limit your time using tanning beds if you do. I'm pretty sure most of you don't. But Arasa?
How do you treat melanoma? How do you treat melanoma?
How do you treat melanoma? You can't really treat it. The only ways you can treat it is to identify it early and hope that I'm not really sure the techniques and the actual treatments they use, but you should get it checked out early. The earlier the better, the more chance you have to survive, since it is the most deadly type of skin cancer.
So we've heard that SPF sunscreens and clothing are a way to prevent against UV rays. How do they do that?
I'm not sure, but they do block the UV light. That's all I know, and that it limits how much UV light hits your skin, and that's what causes the skin cancer.
So for all the treatment options, you never included chemotherapy. So for having skin cancer, you don't have chemotherapy?
When I was researching, I saw that on the list, but it's not as common for skin cancer. Okay.